Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM20 Women's Tour, episode 44. We're at the Campione d'Italia, aka the Italian National Championships road race. We've got a pretty solid team here, considering that I'm not an Italian sponsor, but I've found a lot of good young Italian talent out there, which there is a lot of that in the peloton, so it's not a huge surprise that I've managed to find this group. But let's get somebody on that task of getting us water before we head into our first and biggest climb of the day, and then we'll have a circuit with 4. Holy crap, there's 17 minutes to the breakaway. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. We need to commit some riders to chasing that thing down. How did they let that go? That is ridiculous how poor our pace was, and we're going to have to... we're not the favorites. I don't even have a single rider on the top 10 favorites. So why it is that I'm the one who has to bring this back, I do not know. But fortunately, we've brought back 3 minutes in just a handful of kilometers. Let's see if we can keep up that rate for a little bit, if we can get this back to something manageable before the end. Otherwise, this thing is over, really, before it's even begun, before the halfway point of this race. This was nearly conceded for that breakaway, but look at that. We have clawed back 7 minutes of that gap in realistically probably only 25K. Another minute pulled back. That climb really helping. Really good timing that I spotted that. That gap went from normal to massive in a very short period of time. I was going to say 2 riders at the back, but that's because of a fall. So it's not like we're setting a crazy pace, but we are definitely pulling back. If I were the breakaway, the moment they saw us speed up, man, oh man, I would have myself sped up to try to keep that gap. I mean, it's not like Miucci and Passerini are pushing hard, and yet we've cut that gap to less than half of what it was. We've nearly pulled back 10 minutes, and finally they speed up. 7:30, not going to be easy, but we're still slowly bringing that gap back at this point in time. Speaking of bringing that gap back, we're going to need a little more effort if we're going to continue to bring that down, because that was maybe 40 seconds in the last 30K was all we pulled back, and we need slightly more than that. 6.5 now. There we go. That rate has improved yet again, down to 6 minutes nearly. Riders out the back that aren't getting on, so yep, tempo's good. All right, well, we have 4 climbs for this one, and finally some support. Other teams deciding, oh, this race isn't over. La Serra is the climb, 6.7% average gradient, 4.2K, max is 10%. That looks like that max is just before the peak. That's what we're dealing with. Now, it's down to 4 minutes, and now we need to get a break. Let's go ahead and get water, because it's been a long time, even though there's still 83K to go, but leave Passerini out on the front, so at least somebody's involved in that chase. But here's the first lap, and it looks like we might need to up our effort on our 3 leaders for the day. Passerini's done, Miucci's done, and I'm not sure if we finished the water task. It's only Passerini who did not get water, so that's a good sign. But let's see, Del Sarto is who we were thinking about riding for, but that's not going to happen now. Crap. Okay. Well, that was unexpected. Was not hoping for that to happen. Del Sarto and Kinsani both get dropped, and we're going to need to get Miucci and Passerini back on the task of trying to help pull that back. It's only a minute, and then 66 riders. I'd rather get my entire team back in support of Mamalenti, who's the one who can climb and is punchy and has good race day condition. Could potentially do something today, but I doubt that she's going to do that single-handed. So here's that group, and they are close. Miucci, Passerini still haven't even gotten to the front, which means that chase is coming pretty hard, and it's back together. That's good. That is a good thing. So Passerini, let's bring us back up into position. Let's also get some support. Del Sarto on Mamalenti. I'd like to ride for Del Sarto, but she's just not that good of a climber. Feeling this is going to be a small group. So Passerini now working on trying to pull back. The breakaway had pulled back some time on the field there. Passerini, let's go ahead and gel. Miucci, gel. I said gel. You know, gel. Use your gel. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, 3 minutes. And holding. Just got to stay semi-close. It's okay that we're not pulling back time, but we don't want it blowing up again. They added 40 seconds on pretty quick before those two reached the front, as the field had side up. You can see Guerra. All right, here we go with these two. Miucci. Was Passerini further back? She was. I never saw her. Thought she was in front of Miucci, but there you go. Sonny hitting the top here. 2 climbs left to go. Manenti makes it through there, but not terribly well. We're down to 52 in the peloton with 2 climbs to go. Coming back together a little bit. Miucci and Passerini are not going to make it back. They're well over 2 minutes behind. Manenti will get a little recovery in, so that's a good thing. Gap's at 2:30, and there's definitely a chase now. So there are some teams that are committed to bringing back those 7 riders. Also, they're split up now into two different groups up there. That's going to help us chase them back. 43K to go overall. Shoot, I need to get water one more time, but it's a little too late at this moment. Let's see just how far. There's the finish line. The finish line. Left hand, right hand, sweeping turns. You can go a little early on this one. Okay, gel for Manenti. Del Sarto is hanging on. Mamalenti up the effort, and Consani really up the effort.
The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The peloton
Alright, I expect Manenti's going to fade soon. 36K to go. Speed it up just a little bit here, times 4 now. Less than a minute to the 5 riders who were dropped earlier. And we're seeing a move here. Hard chase though, so we're good. Don't have to worry about those riders just going away and taking it. Okay, Manenti does get dropped, which I was expecting. We're down to just 23 in the peloton. I've got 3 of them. I like that. 30K to go. Del Sarto now. Our sprinter. No, Del Sarto. What'd you do that for? There was a gap. She should have gotten that water and... No, why is she going backwards again? She already put her hand up and it didn't give her the water. Screw you, game. What a waste of energy. What a waste. That is pretty infuriating that it did that. Poor form, game. Poor form. Del Sarto had already gone back and put her hand up, and then suddenly rode back further, and then rode back a third time. 3 times she went in reverse to get that water. Final climb, 18K. Okay, it's obvious who we're riding for. It's obvious who's going to do the support. That's easy day. Great race day condition, by the way. And Manenti, get out front. Del Sarto gel. And we want to make this hard. We want to make this a late push. I want to save Mamalenti for that late push, but I would like to use up Consani, Del Sarto, and Manenti. And you can see here's the others. Longo Borghini, Bastianelli. Oh. I waited a little too long on Manenti. We were taking a look at names and look at how much ground we lost in that very short period of time. Del Sarto, not punchy. She needs to go like 99 and sprint. How close to the top are we? Del Sarto, try to get on the back if you can. Sonny can't get through. 1 rider went clear. Pozzabon, Paladin, Bastianelli. Next attack. And we are going to end up with a very small group going clear on this one. Del Sarto's been dropped. Manenti definitely got dropped as well. Del Sarto, really good ride. How is that considered a group? How is that considered a group? That Longo Borghini was not on our wheel. She's like 3 bike lengths behind. 10K to go. And a descent. 24 riders all together. Kansani keeping the pressure on. During the descent, we're going to have to back off when we get to the base. Let's go ahead and gel up for Mamalenti. Okay, onto the base. We want a good, strong lead out, staying in the front position. 6K to go.
5 kilometers to the finish line.
4K to go. Let's slow it down. 3.5K to go. We've got a lead out rider. We do not have much of a sprinter in Mamalenti, but she's the one with the energy. So even though Kansani's a slightly better sprinter, we've got to use... There we go. Kansani gets that lead out. Remember, we can go a little early because of the course. Kansani, great lead out. Mamalenti! Yes! Yes, Ariana Mamalenti, Italian champion. Paladin second. Bastianelli 5th. Balsamo 7th. Longo Borghini just 16th. Alessio 19th. What a ride. What a ride. Yes, yes, yes. Kansani got 6th place. Chiara Kansani, great lead out there. And Del Sarto and Manenti, absolute fantastic teamwork. And Miucci and Passerini dug deep to take a 17-minute breakaway and make it manageable and set it up for a non-breakaway victory, which opened that doorway for us to claim victory in this one. We weren't even in the top 10 favorites, but we win the day. And we begin the Benelux tour. It's our last sponsor objective, I believe, before the signing period, and we're kind of right on that 100% period, so we should be okay. Del Sarto, Kansani on -2s. Garfield, our best time trialist, on a +2, so that's good. She's leading us out at riding hard. It's basically just a prologue. We're only talking about 9 kilometers on this one, so she digs deep to get us that first go, get us the first 2.5K, pushes hard, and picks up a good team. We'll see how we do with the overall on this one. Garfield already on the verge of recovering, should be okay, but she's coming up again actually quite soon, so we don't want her pushing too long. Otherwise she's not going to make it to the end. Let's go and back off on that. Pravich is going to have to take over here soon, otherwise Garfield isn't going to make it. Yeah, I'm not sure Garfield is going to make it now. Just go ahead and do the maintain position. Del Sarto is our sprinter, and I need Del Sarto in the mix. And Garfield's going to fall off, so you got to hang on anyway. There goes Garfield. Okay. Hey, top time so far anyway. There's quite a few teams left to go, but 14 seconds to the good. Let's see how well that hangs on. We are not a good time trialist team. We should not be winning this thing, but so far so good. Bulls Domans, of course, just absolute quality there. So we sit second, but just in a really solid place because Bulls Domans crushed it, and then we beat Trek. Canyon Tram also goes to the top, but hey, we're looking at a top 5. We beat Trek, we beat WNT, and we beat some really, really solid teams to get a good result on that opening stage, which is going to give us some sort of chance on this one, but there's big teams here, so I don't know what sort of chance we'll actually have, but we'll see what we can do with this race. So, my bad, this is not a sponsor objective. It's a World Tour race that we managed to get into. It's mostly sprint stages and then time trials. Nothing in terms of climbing, so it's fairly flat. The sponsor objective was an alternative race, but it was a climbing one that we were completely overmatched in. Alessio, our regular counterpart who we see at tons of races, that girl's got to be racing 130 days this year or something. She won 2 of the 3 stages, comfortably. She's a 79 mountain rating. We just aren't going to compete with her. And she wasn't even the favorite. The favorite was an 80 mountain rating. So as we set ourselves up for a sprint on this one, we're up against the World Tour teams. I don't know how well we're going to do with this one. I mean, you see Alexis Ryan is here. There's a lot of Chantel Black is here. There's a lot of good riders. And, well, we just really don't qualify as that, especially in our sprint department. So we've got our team built to do this, so we'll see what we can do. I just don't have high expectations. 14K to go. Got a little downhill section here, and then we're going to line ourselves up. And now, there was just a split in the field. This is a good time for that to happen. Terrible race day conditions, and part of this is it's been a month now since I've bothered managing fitness, so the AI takes over and just makes a meal of things. Del Sarto, who has leveled up 71-72 now in the sprint, has a terrible race day condition. So we're going to kind of ride for Emma White, and then Del Sarto, if she's still in place, might give it a go. So we'll kind of think about that as our lead-out rider being Emma White. Kansani is going to be a fantastic pre-lead out. Do I have one more sprinter, at least with a little acceleration, like, say, Bravich, who does not have any resistance, so maybe Tioli. Tioli has good acceleration. Kansani with that strong lead out. And then we'll get these two going early on. 12.5K to go. We got to push pretty hard to get competitive against these World Tour teams and their sprint combinations. So we'll see. Pushing the envelope already. 10K to go, and Kata Garfield is doing just enough to get us ahead of Rolance.
There are just 10 kilometers left.
9.7. You see, we're not even pulling clear. Finally, we pull clear. 9K to go. Sonny Gel up.
While the pack is getting close to the finish line,
And Bravich is going to take over here in just a moment. Garfield, let's try to get on the back. Break toe from anyone. 7K to go. Tioli Gel up. And 6K to go.
Let's hope he is helped out quickly.
5K to go. We still need to stay at about that 98. Garfield still has that little bit left. And then right now we're in that good, strong position. 4K to go. We can start going 99 here. Tioli, we want the acceleration. And we're inside 3K. We can start our sprint. There we go. Tioli pushing out. 2K. Emma White. Del Sarto. I don't know if Del Sarto's going to have enough left. Del Sarto's not going to have enough left. And Emma White's going to fade because she was kind of running lead out for Del Sarto, which just wasn't there. We're going to get a top 10. We're going to just miss a top 5. Just way too fast for us. Way too fast in that poor race day condition with riders that don't have much resistance in the first place. All over that top 10, though, so ultimately for a World Tour race, that's not a terrible result, but it didn't amount to anything. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gaming. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now. Battery low. Jeez, it just... Out for half an hour. No, I still have one more scene to do.